Hello everyone, my name is Scott Westerman. I'm a family nurse practitioner student at the University of St. Augustine. Today I'll be talking about the resurgence of measles in Texas and how we can respond using community-based, equity-focused vaccination program. Even though measles is vaccine preventable, we're seeing outbreaks again, and that tells us something important is missing. This presentation walks through the problem, the population impacted, the evidence, and the realistic intervention that puts families at the center of care. Here's our roadmap. We'll walk through the problem, the population impacted, the evidence, and a realistic intervention that puts families at the center of care. I promise we'll move logically, avoid jargon, and keep things practical. Think of this as a public health story with evidence, not a data dump. Let's talk about measles, an old school virus that's been bothering humans since the 10th century. It's caused by a very contagious virus that spreads when someone coughs or sneezes. Fun fact, but also scary, the virus can hang out in the air for about 2 hours after someone leaves the room. Measles usually shows up 7 to 14 days after exposure. Symptoms often start like a bad cold: high fever, cough, runny nose, and red watery eyes. Then come tiny white spots in the mouth, followed by a red rash that starts on the face and spreads. Most people recover, but serious problems like pneumonia and brain swelling can happen, especially in young kids and adults. In 2025, a measles outbreak hit Texas children hardest, especially in West Texas. Texas Department of State Health Services guidance and early MMR vaccinations for infants were issued. This graph shows the trend in confirmed measles cases in Texas from 2020 to 2025. For the early years, 2020 through 2023, reported measles cases were very low, consistent with the continued elimination status and only sporadic cases nationally. In 2024, measles began to rise again, with 285 confirmed U.S. cases reported, some of which occurred in Texas. Then, in 2025, a large outbreak in West Texas drove confirmed cases to 762, the highest in decades in Texas. This dramatic spike supports why the proposed vaccination intervention is urgent. When immunity gaps exist, measles can resurge quickly, especially in under-vaccinated communities. Measles appears to have a rather covert mission. It aims for the youngest children aged 6 to 11 months, school-aged kids, and families residing in rural or underserved vaccinated regions. These individuals often embark on the challenging journey of securing transportation to clinics, locating vaccination sites, and navigating the treacherous landscape of misinformation. Such obstacles can transform the vaccination process into a complex maze, leaving these vulnerable youngsters susceptible to a measles outbreak. Measles has fast-forwarded its impact in Texas, leaping from 2023 to 2025, appearing unexpectedly like an uninvited guest at a celebration, particularly in areas where vaccines are as scarce as unicorns. With its rapid spread rivaling that of sensational gossip and accompanied by unwelcome complications like pneumonia and encephalitis, the situation is critical. These preventable adversaries make this resurgence of measles a significant public health challenge. So what's the grand plan? Roll out mobile vaccination clinics with pediatric pros leading the charge. This genius move parks vaccines right in the heart of communities, swats away those pesky transportation and scheduling hassles, and gives trusted docs a chance to chat and chill with folks. Plus, they're all about fast-tracking those early MMR shots for those little ones when outbreak alarms start ringing. The PICO question guiding this project asks, in Texas communities experiencing measles resurgence, does implementing mobile vaccination clinics with pediatric provider-led outreach, compared to clinic-based vaccination alone, increase early MMR uptake and community participation within 12 months? This question keeps the intervention focused and measurable. The literature strongly supports this approach. Studies show that early MMR dosing during outbreaks increases protection. Mobile and school-based clinics improve access, especially in underserved areas. Trusted provider communication reduces vaccine hesitancy, and surveillance data helps target outreach efforts where they are most needed. Importantly, the evidence also shows that prevention is far less costly than treatment. Vaccinating children costs very little compared to the high expenses associated with treating even one measles case or managing a full outbreak, which requires hospitalization, contact tracing, and intensive public health resources. Short-term changes expected from this intervention include increased early MMR vaccination, improved parent knowledge about measles prevention, higher participation in community clinics, reduced delays in access, and improved outbreak response. These early changes help demonstrate progress and sustain funding support. Two SMART objectives support these short-term changes. First, early MMR vaccination among infants aged 6 to 11 months will increase by 20% within 6 months. Second, 90% of participating families will receive culturally appropriate measles education within 3 months. These goals are specific, measurable, and time limited. In the long run, we're talking about top-notch childhood vaccination coverage, way fewer school outbreaks, and a serious drop in measles-related hospital trips. Plus, you'll see a boost in public health trust and communities rallying together. All these fabulous outcomes help keep diseases at bay and make public health as strong as an ox. The burning questions on the program's agenda include finding the snazziest outreach tactics, measuring the magic of mobile clinics, figuring out the staffing and resource puzzle, decoding the policy playbook, ensuring the program's not a one-hit wonder, and choosing the coolest data monitoring tools. These gems are the compass for crafting and assessing a top-notch program. Equity is at the heart of this intervention, like the secret sauce. Tackling rural access hurdles, transportation woes, language puzzles, health literacy mazes, cultural sensitivity riddles, and trust issues with healthcare systems is the name of the game. Crafting interventions that embrace these realities ensures families feel supported, not finger pointed. Community engagement can be likened to collaborative embrace, encompassing feedback from parents, school leaders, faith-based partners, community health advocates, insights from pediatric professionals, and ongoing dialogue. When communities actively participate in developing solutions, enthusiasm flourishes, fostering trust that blossoms like a vibrant spring garden. Measles can be compared to an unwelcome party crasher that infiltrates communities around the world. Due to international travel and population mobility, this virus can easily enter local gatherings as well. The World Health Organization has established vaccination objectives to mitigate its spread effectively. In Texas, proactive measures are in place, including early administration of MMR vaccine, regulations prohibiting school attendance for unvaccinated individuals, vigilant surveillance, and stringent guidelines designed to prevent any potential outbreak. Nailing a successful rollout hinges on teaming up with schools, pediatric clinics, health departments, and all the cool kids in community organizations. The cash flow comes from Texas Department State Health Services, the CDC Section 317 grants, and some nifty community funding. Remember, it's way cheaper to prevent a problem than to deal with a full-blown outbreak drama and hefty hospital bills. Measles, often regarded as an unwelcome intruder, resurfaces when access to vaccines and public trust decline. The effective solution lies in community-centric vaccination initiatives that prioritize equity. Such programs not only enhance immunity against the virus, but also foster trust and help prevent outbreaks. By engaging with families in their own environments, we can safeguard children, empower communities, and transform public health into a formidable force of good. These references reflect all evidence used across the PICO, Literature Review, SMART Objectives, and World Health Organization Review.